The United Progressive
Come and make the right choice.
The United.
We gon' make the right choice.
The United.
Come, let's make the right choice. The right choice.
The United Progressive
Come and make the right choice.
The United.
We gon' make the right choice.
The United.
Come, let's make the right choice.
The
right choice. UPP ready to run the country. Sustainable growth and opportunity. UPP, the right choice for we. The right choice. The right choice. If you love Antigua, if you love Barbuda, UPP is the right choice for we. Vote for integrity, accountability, transparency. We are the right choice. If you want a better nation, vote UPP. More schools for education, vote UPP. Agricultural expansion, vote UPP. That's the UPP intention. Get vote for UPP and make the right choice. Vote for UPP, showing stability. Vote for UPP, if you love your country. Vote. This is the urgency of now. The United Progressive Party. Time for out the fire, the ALP. How we are uplift the youth them and not create more jobs in the country. Yeah. The right team, the right mindset, and character to get the job done. Yeah. Senior citizens, no worry, no fret. Brighter days are gonna come your way, don't forget. United all my people, we gon' stand up. Progressive thinking people, time to move up. For integrity, accountability, transparency. Vote for the right choice. Raise your finger for the right choice. Let me vote. Raise your finger for the right choice. Vote, let me vote. Raise your finger, make the right choice. Right choice. UPP are the right choice for you and me. Hey, if you love Antigua, if you love Barbuda, UPP are the right choice for we. To fix the economy, more stability. UPP are the right choice for we. Social development, youth empowerment. UPP are the right choice for we. So who you gonna vote for them? So who you gonna vote for? UPP are the right choice for we. The United Progressive Party. Them are the right choice for economic recovery and stability. Them know how to run the country. Too long now people can't see no upliftment. A time blue team run parliament for social enhancement and development. More infrastructure for technology. Blue team, UPP are the right choice for we. Aye, we have a leader with a Black Panther, a dynamic team with a fresh agenda. No more dictatorship, just good leadership. We lead the country in a prosperity and bring development to every community. Blue team, you know them are the right choice for with them build a new airport and hospital for with free meals for the students of the country. Let we vote, UPP are the right choice for we. Let we vote, UPP are the right choice for we. Let we vote, let we vote now. The UPP, vote the right choice. Vote the honesty. Vote the right choice. Vote integrity. Vote the right choice. Vote opportunity. Vote the right choice. P the right choice. P the right choice. P the right choice. The right choice. The right choice. Vote for the right choice.
The United Progressive Party. The right choice.
The man is a warrior, we are proud of him. From Christian Hill, Sheffield Boyne, never buckle under pressure, he never give in. The mantra he sing, I was born to win. A man of the people always, so humble, so brave. They could never stop him, will go down in history. Call Parliament on the Bethesda Tambourine Tree. The man is a warrior, warrior. We'll always rise, freedom fighter. A man of faith, a man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. You make the comparison, and when you conclude, Boeing and Western, Boeing you go choose. It's an easy decision, like chalk to trees. The veteran Boeing always in the lead, and Western so cantankerous. He course like crocus. The African proverb sure feels so neatly fit. Speak softly and carry a big stick. The man is a warrior. Warrior will always rise. This freedom fighter. St. Philip South we vote in. Boeing we know him. Our rich community, respect to restore. Our heritage, they dump and ignore. The school up in Bethesda, abandoned just so. Look at Half Moon Bay, nothing to show. Incompetence in every way. Now I hear they plan to sell Willoughby Bay. From Freetown we army, stretch to Piccadilly. We go vote for someone to defend our legacy. The man is a warrior. Warrior will always rise. This freedom fighter, a man of faith, a man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. Western grunt, Western squeal. Sure feel the real deal. St. Philip South is time to heal. Sure feel the real deal. Man of faith, the man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. Sure feel the real deal.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Beautiful people, are you ready to get off your feet and release that blue energy? We'll move to the front of the class and throw your hands up in the air for The Right Rhythm. The Right Rhythm, a weekly musical experience featuring Antigua and Barbuda's top DJs. 2 hours of musical entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. on UPP, YouTube TV, and streamed live on all media platforms, as well as Progressive 107.3 FM. It's The Right Rhythm, brought to you by the United Progressive Party. The right choice.
Train with the right choice of candidates is coming your way. We're hawking those horns all the way to St. Philip South at the Freetown Playing Field on Thursday, 24th February for the United Progressive Party drive-in social distance political rally. Workers are striking every day just to get paid. Cost of living still high and water saying goodbye. And if you listen to that recycled budget speech, it's clear that there's no place in Antigua and Barbuda for working class people like you. Thursday, 24th February, the United Progressive drive-in socially distance political rally heads to Freetown Playing Field. Gates open at 6 p.m. with musical juggling. And the rally starts at 7:30 p.m. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
Please, Jesus, please. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea. From self-enrichment and mismanagement, from their bewitchment and incompetence. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea. From their corruption and their oppression, from their deception and their arrogance. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea.
Them mash up the country. Man, enough is enough. No more of the trickery. Them fool us enough. They don't care nothing about we. Only friend and family. The nation is balling. We can't take it no more.
Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Hear this humble plea. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Hear this humble plea. From the disrespect, juvenile rudeness, abuse and contempt, and despitefulness. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea. UPP to the rescue, 'cause it's about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. Oh my Antigua, oh my Barbuda, please, Jesus, please. Please deliver our we from this evil labor party. Oh my Antigua, oh my Barbuda, please, Jesus, please. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea. From shameful scandals and shenanigans, lies and bribery and vulgarity. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea.
Them sell off the country. Them a kill us with dead. No land for the poor man. But look for land scam. Sold back into slavery. Them foot pan with dead. We begging for mercy. We not take on them all.
Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Hear this humble plea. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Please deliver we. Hear this humble plea. UPP to the rescue, 'cause it's about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. Oh my Antigua, oh my Barbuda, please, Jesus, please. Please deliver our we. Hear this humble plea. Oh my Antigua, oh my Barbuda, Jesus, we thank thee for the victory. Thank you for hearing us. UPP to the rescue, 'cause it's about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you. UPP to the rescue, it's all about you.
Yeah, Pringle, the Black Panther, the superhero for the people. Pringle are the right man, yes. Black Panther the right man, yes. Pringle are the right man, yes. Jamal is the right man, yes. Right man for the job, right man election come to stop all corruption. So Pringle are the right man, Black Panther the right man, Pringle are the right man, Jamal is the right man. Well, I'll sing East and St. Luke, the Black Panther ain't no joke. The man come to fulfill the promises, pandemic premises for all of the entrepreneurs. And to the youth, them in a sports, make them know you got the full support. And come to bring back humanity in the community and build back our rebirth code. So, at the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man, Pringle are the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man. Jamal, the Black Panther, the true superhero. You know you're inevitable. Pringle are the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man, yes, Pringle are the right man, yes, Jamal is the right man, yes. He is young and strong, a positive plan. He is the right man, as I sing this song. Right man for the poor, oh God bless his soul. There's only one goal, he's for the people. So Pringle are the right man, Jamal is the right man, Pringle is the right man, Black Panther the right man. Well, I'll sing East and St. Luke, the Black Panther ain't no joke. The man come to fulfill the promises, pandemic premises for all of the entrepreneurs. And to the youth, them in a sports, make them know you got the full support. And come to bring back humanity in the community and build back our rebirth code. Pringle are the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man, Pringle is the right man, Black Panther the right man, Pringle are the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man, Pringle is the right man, Black Panther the right man, Pringle are the right man, yes, right man, Black Panther the right man, the right man, Pringle is the right man, Black Panther the right man, Pringle are the right man, yes, Black Panther the right man, Jamal Pringle are the right man. Pringle is the right man, Black Panther the right man, for the future. Alright, yeah, all since East and St. Luke.
Brother Sherfield Bowen, the redemption train with the right choice of candidates is coming your way. We're honking those horns all the way to St. Philip South at the Freetown Playing Field on Thursday, 24th February for the United Progressive Party drive-in social distance political rally. Workers are striking every day just to get paid. Cost of living still high and water saying goodbye. And if you listen to that recycled budget speech, it's clear that there's no place in Antigua and Barbuda for working class people like you. Thursday, 24th February, the United Progressive drive-in socially distanced political rally hits the Freetown Playing Field. Gates open at 6 p.m. with musical juggling. And the rally starts at 7:30 p.m. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Beautiful people, are you ready to get off your feet and release that blue energy? We'll move to the front of the class and throw your hands up in the air for The Right Rhythm. The Right Rhythm, a weekly musical experience featuring Antigua and Barbuda's top DJs. 2 hours of musical entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. on UPP, YouTube TV, and streamed live on all media platforms, as well as Progressive 107.3 FM. It's The Right Rhythm, brought to you by the United Progressive Party. The right choice.
The man is a warrior, we are proud of him. From Christian Hill, Sheffield boyin', never buckle under pressure, he never give in. The mantra he sing, I was born to win. A man of the people always, so humble, so brave. They could never stop him, will go down in history. Call Parliament on the Bethesda tambourine tree. The man is a warrior, warrior. Will always rise, freedom fighter. A man of faith, a man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. You make the comparison, and when you conclude, Boeing and Western, Boeing you go choose. It's an easy decision, like chalk to trees. The veteran Boeing always in the lead, and Western so cantankerous. He course like crocus. The African proverb sure feels so neatly fit. Speak softly and carry a big stick. The man is a warrior, warrior. Will always rise, this freedom fighter. St. Philip South we vote in, Boeing we know him. Our rich community, respect to restore. Our heritage, they dump and ignore. The school up in Bethesda, abandoned just so. Look at Half Moon Bay, nothing to show. Incompetence in every way. Now I hear they plan to sell Willoughby Bay. From Freetown we army, stretch to Piccadilly. We go vote for someone to defend our legacy. The man is a warrior, warrior. Will always rise, this freedom fighter. A man of faith, a man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. Western grunt, Western squeal. Sure feel the real deal. St. Philip South is time to heal. Sure feel the real deal. Man of faith, a man of steel. Sure feel the real deal. Sure feel the real deal.
The United Progressive
Come and make the right choice.
The United
We gon' make the right choice. Come, let's make the right choice. The right choice. UPP ready to run the country. Sustainable growth and opportunity. UPP Transparency, we are the right choice. If you want a better nation, go to UPP. More schools for education, go to UPP. Agricultural expansion, go to UPP. That's the UPP intention. Yeah, vote for UPP and make the right choice. Vote for UPP, showing stability. Vote for UPP, if you love your country. Vote. This is the urgency of now. The United Progressive Party. Time for all the fire, the ALP. How we are uplift the youth them and I create more jobs in the country. Yeah. The right team, the right mindset, and we can rock up to get the job done. Yeah. Senior citizens, no worry, no fret. Brighter days are gonna come your way, don't forget. United all my people, we gon' stand up. Progressive thinking people, time to move up. For integrity, accountability, transparency. Vote for the right choice. Raise your finger for the right choice. Let me vote. Raise your finger for the right choice. Vote, let me vote. Raise your finger, make the right choice. Right choice. UPP are the right choice for you and me. Hey, if you love Antigua, if you love Barbuda, UPP are the right choice for we. To fix the economy, more stability. UPP are the right choice for we. Social development, youth empowerment. UPP are the right choice for we. So who you gonna vote for them? So who you gonna vote for? UPP are the right choice for we. The United Progressive Party. Them are the one, them are the right choice for economic recovery and stability. Them know how to run the country. Too long now, people can't see no upliftment. A time blue team run parliament for social enhancement and development. More infrastructure for technology. Blue team, UPP are the right choice for we. Aye, we have a leader with a Black Panther, a dynamic team with a fresh agenda. No more dictatorship, just good leadership. We lead the country in a prosperity and bring development to every community. Blue team, you know them are the right choice for with them build a new airport and hospitals for with free meals for the students of the country. Let we vote, UPP are the right choice for we. Let we vote, UPP are the right choice for we. Let we vote, let we vote now. For UPP, vote the right choice. Vote for honesty. Vote the right choice. Vote integrity. Vote the right choice. Vote the right choice. B the right choice. B the right choice. B the right choice. Are the right choice. Are the right choice. Vote for the right choice. The United Progressive Party. The right choice.
UPP TV presents The Right Choice, a show created to highlight the candidates of the United Progressive Party and their ideas and plans for the future. Here's your host for The Right Choice, Dr. Jackie Quinn.
A very pleasant good evening and welcome to UPP TV and welcome to The Right Choice. The Right Choice brings you, the audience, up close with all of the candidates of the United Progressive Party. We share a slice of their lives, their motivations, their visions, and their plans for the communities who they hope to represent. The Right Choice shares with you the essence of the standard bearers as they ready themselves for the campaign, for service to the communities and to the nation. You can join us on all of our media platforms, here on UPP TV, on Progressive 107.3 FM, on my UPP Facebook page, and certainly on YouTube. This week, I am very, very happy to disclose that we're featuring two very fine gentlemen. Brother Anthony Smith Jr., the candidate for constituency. I'll just share with you the bios for both gentlemen. Brother Anthony Smith Jr., All Saints West. His political aspiration is driven by his passion for helping people. According to Anthony Smith, it is in his blood. The legacy of his mother, father, and the near legendary grandmother, Teacher Jen from Potters, whom I know very well, who were all dedicated to assisting the less fortunate and to community development. Tony spent his early years preparing for each opportunity, starting on the path to leadership at the early age of 17. It was then that he became heavily involved in the Seaview Farm Football Club, going on to hold the positions of treasurer, vice president, and president, testimony to his advanced professional development and desire to serve people. At present, Smith is the general manager of the newly reconstructed Western Union and also runs the Easy Grabs establishments at Jabberwock Beach and the Antigua Village. A proud graduate of the Antigua Grammar School, Smith is a strong believer in education's power to transform. Accordingly, he is looking to completing his master's degree in leadership and management at St. York's University in England. Newly married, Smith also believes in family and godly principles, in humanitarian improvement and the church work, and in the advancement of women. Welcome, Brother Anthony Smith, Jr. Can I call you Tony?
Of course you can.
Thank you. Senator Jonathan Joseph was born and still lives in the constituency of St. Mary's North. His native village has been the cradle of his education since he spent his early years at the Jennings Primary School and then graduated from the Jennings Secondary School. Shortly after, he was employed as a teacher by the Ministry of Education and remained in the profession from 1991 to 2004. Ambitious and energetic, at the same time, Joseph also worked at the Royal Antiguan Resort. He began in the kitchen in 1991 and worked his way up to evening manager, holding that position until the property was sold in 2017. He was also employed as the campus manager at the University of Health Sciences, Antigua. Known as the break every chain man since his electrifying entry into elective politics, Senator Joseph has made his name as an advocate for the elderly and as both a preacher and talk show host on Progressive 107.3 FM. Married with one daughter, Joseph is a devout and committed Christian in the Seventh-day Adventist faith. An ordained elder in his local congregation, he has also served the church in other leadership capacities and is very active in his community. Brother Jonathan, welcome to The Right Choice. You can send in your comments because we do want at the end of the program to be able to share some of those comments and to put some of those questions that you have as listeners and viewers to our very fine guests this evening. So we're going to take a short commercial break. Remember, we're on all the platforms, Progressive 107.3, UPP TV, YouTube, Zoom, my Facebook, my UPP Facebook page. You can join us on any of those platforms. So we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
If you love Antigua, if you love Barbuda, UPP is the right choice vote for integrity, accountability, transparency.
Time to join the family at the People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. We offer savings accounts, deposits, fixed deposits, loans, among other related services. You can even become a shareholder by purchasing a minimum of 50 shares at $5 per share. Membership is super easy and convenient. Just visit our newly opened credit union building on Upper Newgate Street, Monday to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with proof of ID and address, along with $15 to cover registration and passbook. And you'll be set and on your way. For further information, call 462-8888 or 727-2285. People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Today, tomorrow, together.
I just feel like people not understand me. I don't want to even give me a chance. Go to school, my hard skill. I'm a hard worker, but there's just not enough jobs out there. The economy is so bad that I'm ashamed to say that we're in the year 2022 and water hardly one near the pipe. Now them can't tell how we, in order to get a job, I must take the job. I understand the vaccine is a good thing and all that, but I just hate the fact that it's mandated. It's my body, it's my choice. I shouldn't be denied a job, education, or benefits because the choices I make for my body. For me, this time, personally, the UPP is the right choice because they are the party of choice.
In 2014, the ABLP promised us water within 14 days. 8 years, we're still waiting for at least a trickle in our pipes. We are told we can get water to take at least a shower a day. But what about drinking, cooking, cleaning? Water is essential for living. Tell this government that we want water, and we want it now.
The Right Choice. I'm Jackie Quinn, and our special featured guests this evening, Senator Jonathan Joseph and Brother Anthony Smith Jr. And you said I can call you Tony.
Good.
Senator, I'll just say Senator.
Jonathan is okay.
Jonathan. It's a real pleasure to have you gentlemen in with us this evening. I'd like to start this session, this section of the program, getting into the hearts and minds of the candidates and sort of getting a feel for what prompted you to get into the political arena. Tell us, Brother Jonathan, why did you decide to run for politics?
That's a question that, I often have to answer. Given the fact that I'm a local preacher, I'm an ordained preacher, and some people want to know how can a young man, as clean as you, well manicured, for the ministry get involved,
figuratively speaking,
right? In politics, and say this thing is so dirty. But look, politics is not dirty. The individuals who might have gone in and get dirty. But to answer your question more specifically, I am my life has been a life of service. And I grew up in a home where my dad has been involved in politics alongside Sir Robert Hall. My dad played the box guitar, that famous song for Robert Hall, and I can recall, getting home from school in the afternoon quickly, getting on the campaign trail on the truck, right? So I love the feel of it. But as I said, my life has been one of service in my community. I've been involved in sporting activities, helping the elderly, but not necessarily with that political aspiration. But then when I see what is taking place in my community and the wider constituency of the neglect, the lack of leadership, I tell myself I have to get involved. I believe I can bring about the kind of change that the constituency need. And so with a little push and encouragement, I decided, hey, the time is right now for me to jump in and to make a difference. New leadership, leadership that is people-centered, right? And I think right now we need a change. The United Progressive Party is the right choice. Jonathan Joseph is the right choice for St. Mary's North.
Thank you, Brother Jonathan. I like the fact that you were immersed in politics from very, very young.
Yes.
With your father working in, with that stalwart, Brother Robert Hall, back in the 70s and so on and 80s. So you, from a very early age, you knew what it was to be politically aware and sensitive to leadership and service.
That's right. Thanks to my father, Maitland Joseph.
That's right. What about you, Brother Anthony? Why did you decide to enter the political arena?
For the love of people. I grew up in a household with my grandmother that you mentioned there, that you said that you know.
Very well.
Yes. And she would have adopted over 40 children while raising 6 of her own. My mother, she's a very loving woman, and she would have dedicated her life in the service industry. My father, also a community man. Ever since I can remember myself, he's just always been doing something in the community. So seeing that made me just grow and have the kind of love for people. And I just wanted to serve the people of my community, and politics would have put me or placed me in a position to serve and help as many people as I can. But the love of people is what really pushed me to enter into the political arena.
And I think that most politicians, if you don't love people, you won't be able to represent them properly.
Yeah.
You want to be able to interact with people and to share and to empathize with their concerns and so on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know your father very well, Tony Sr.
Yes.
And I know he has always been an activist. So you are more or less following in his shoes.
Indeed.
Okay. Tell us, though, both of you, and this, any one of you can take this question. What, in general, do you think are some of the qualities of a good political leader, a good community leader?
First of all, it has to be love. It has to be propelled by love, because it's one of service, and this is one of the reasons why I am involved as a, at an early age. My parents, they've been involved, taking care of the less fortunate in the community, and I fall right in line. But when you look around in your community, in the constituency, and by extension the nation, and you see the plight of those who are in need, the less fortunate, and you tell yourself that, look, I can bring about the necessary change by representing the people in Parliament, in getting involved in elected politics, then you're able to do more. Like in my case, I've been doing quite a lot in my community, taking care of the elderly, make sure, the yards are well manicured, make sure they get the necessary medical attention that is needed. Comforting grieving families. I mean, I'm known to assist in even, the burial of individuals who are not even related to me, even before politics. I would take on the care of individuals as much as to take on the financial responsibility, of paying for the hospice and those kind of things. And so I felt that, look, if I get involved in elected politics, it lends the opportunity for me to do more for more individuals.
Okay, and so you are looking at that love.
Yes.
That desire to serve. That always out there assisting people.
Yes.
And certainly you have been doing it all your life, and you're going to turn it up a notch.
Yes, you know, just let me slip this in. Look, Jesus stopped dying on the cross to address the needs of the elderly, the vulnerable, his mother. And so when we see the less fortunate, when we see our elderly are being neglected, and that is why I am so passionate about our elderly. I'm passionate about what our elderly, our pensioners are going through now, the way this administration take care of the elderly, right? And as I said, Jesus stopped dying on the cross to address these issues, right? Forgive me, I'm a preacher. I got to put that there.
Yes, I know that. So we're gonna have some church up in there. What about you, Brother Anthony? Tell us, what are some of the qualities of a good political leader, a good representative, a good community leader?
Some of the qualities of a good leader, I would say a good leader should be compassionate. He should have genuine love for his people. Also, a good leader, or I should say a great leader, should be transformational. A great leader should be able to bring out the strengths in the team that they lead and the people that they serve. I would also say a great leader must, as I said, must be caring for its people.
Yep. Okay. And of course you embody those qualities.
Yes, I do. Indeed.
Okay. Now, Brother Anthony, you have done many outstanding things in your life. You have made significant strides in your field over the 12 years in banking, in the credit union and so on, in customer service, investment solutions. You have done quite a lot for a young man. You're quite accomplished as a young man. What would you single out as your proudest achievement?
I would say my proudest achievement is bringing back a franchise like Western Union back to Antigua and Barbuda. It was extremely difficult to get done, but you know, you go away for school, you come back, you get a job. But generally, when you start working, you're working for a company that is already established. I worked at Community First, and it's the credit union movement is a movement that I hold close to my heart. However, when the opportunity would have presented itself to jump on board to bring something like Western Union back to Antigua, I jumped at the opportunity right away. As I said, it was extremely difficult, but when we got to the end of the tunnel and I saw that light and we were able to bring such a service back to the country, I would say that is one of my most proudest achievements.
What year they had closed Western Union? That would have been what?
Well, Western Union was closed, I would say, between 2018 just up to 2019, because 2019 was when I would have left to start that process from as I said, started from scratch to where we are today.
And that is a service that is very much needed among persons who are in the diaspora sending funds, as well as, non-nationals who might be sending money back, money traveled back and forth. And
Indeed.
It is a very much quintessential service.
Yes, it is.
And so it's a proud moment for you.
It really was. Yeah. It really was.
I did not even know that you were such a mover and shaker in terms of the Western Union being here. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you for that.
I am extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm sure our listeners did not know.
Possibly not, because most of it was, done behind the scenes.
Excellent. Excellent. Very brilliant. Good. What about you, Brother Jonathan? Senator, tell us, what's your proudest achievement?
I would definitely have to say it was the 13 years that I spent in the classroom, molding and shaping young minds. When I look in the community around this country, and I see individuals, who came through my hands as a teacher, especially those who that I really had to struggle with. You stay up late at nights and you try to figure out how can I reach this particular child. I remember one day, at school, there was this young man, and he literally could not spell TH either. And I stormed into the principal office and demanded, how is it that this young man reached this class and cannot? And I demanded that all the slow children, all the slow students, that I get them to work with them. And you would not believe where these students are today.
Well, I would believe.
And so that's a proud moment. It is a proud moment for me. I will not trade my years in teaching for the world.
Yes. And they say that teachers actually train the world, because you need a teacher to be a pilot, you need a teacher to be a doctor, to be a lawyer. All these camera operators, they need teachers to teach them how to use the technology. So teachers are really special people, and your years in teaching, I'm sure you would have touched thousands of lives over that period of time.
Certainly.
Now, what would you say has required the greatest courage in your life? What step, what initiative, what decision that you would have taken that required the greatest courage of you in your life? Anyone you want to start with, Anthony?
Yes, I could go. I would say entering into elective politics. It took a lot of courage, however, I did it with no fear. Antigua politics tends to be very, divisive. You can end up in a situation where you lose loved ones, you're victimized. However, because I always had that passion of serving people, and again, just that love for people, when the opportunity presented itself, I jumped at it with open heart, because I know my intention was to always serve the people and to build a better community and constituency.
And we commend you certainly for your bravery. What has required the greatest courage of you, Brother Jonathan?
Just like Brother Smith said, entering elective politics, because it is generally, once you enter politics, it's like one way or the other. You're like damaged goods, so to speak. It's just the way it goes, in our politics, and the fact that it goes one way or the other, and you think about what happens, if it's not a successful run. What is going to happen, especially if you have to give up your current job, what will happen? And so it really takes courage. But in spite of that, you look at all of that, right? That passion in me to bring about to transform my constituency, my community. When I think about what I can do and will do for the people, I got to make the choice. Once I got the blessing of my wife and my daughter, yes. It was full speed ahead.
Now, whenever I ask this particular question, I get some very surprising responses from our candidates. Last week, Brother Sheffield Bowen said, you know, despite my serious demeanor, I'm quite a jovial person, and, you know, I won a joke competition. I was the winner, I was crowned the winner of a joking competition.
Joke competition.
That's news
What
to me.
is something, yes. What is something that I would never ever guess about you? Or the viewers would never ever guess about you. But Anthony, go ahead.
You know, it's a difficult one, but I would say I'm a man of the streets. And what I mean by that, you know, while, you know, I wear the shirt and the tie, and that's me. And when it's time to be serious, I am. But I could literally go on any of the corners, the blocks in my community. I can hang with everybody. It just doesn't matter. I'm a man of the people. So I think that's something that most people would know if you didn't know me. But if you were to drive in my community, or even by extension now the constituency, the folks of the constituency will tell you, you know, don't worry about the shirt and tie. I'm just down to earth. I'm one of the guys. You know, that's what I would say.
So we can find you sitting down on the corner with the guys.
All the time.
Not smoking a spliff though.
Oh, no.
Sitting down and rapping, playing dominoes, worry, whatever, and just engaging the guys. Even though you are a professional in your business life.
Indeed, and that has always been me, even before politics.
Excellent, excellent. But you need to be down there with the grassroots people, and you need to be able to walk with kings and not lose the common touch.
Yeah,
excellent. What about you, Brother Jonathan? You've been thinking it?
Look, because of my line of work, you know, a teacher, hotel manager, I'm always in the suit. You see me going to church and I'm in a suit. And I love a suit. Straight up, I love a suit.
I know that.
And then, you know, I'm a preacher. And there are many times individuals, you know, really surprised to see me where they would meet me, right? They would see me, you know, on the block, you know, sitting, you know, amongst the guys. I mean, sometimes I may be on my way from church, and I would just pull over, and I'm sitting there in my suit, right? And I'm just, you know, having a conversation with the guys, because let me tell you something. There are lots of individuals that society gives up on, and all they need is for somebody who they look up to stop and have a conversation, because they see you as a success. They see you as a success in the community,
and somebody to emulate.
And somebody to emulate, right? Somebody that they want to be like, and so just simply taking the time out to acknowledge them, to sit with them, to find out, look, hey, what's going on? You know, what's going on? Just, you know, talk to me.
Yeah. So we have two men of the people here.
Yes.
And I like that. I really like that about both of you. Now, if you could use 3 words to describe you, what 3 words would describe Brother Tony Smith?
Yep. I'm a genuine person. What you see is what you really get. I'm not here trying to fake or fool anybody. I'm a genuine person. I'm a loving person. As I said, I really love people, and that's one of the passion that you know, as why I've entered into elective politics. And I would say that I am a humble person. I mean, it's always said that one should not call themselves humble, you know. However, just trying to let the people know who I am. I am a humble person. I've never been one to brag or boast about any of my accomplishments. And if I was to give you just 3 words to describe me, those would be the 3. Genuine, loving,
genuine,
and I'm humble.
Humble. Loving, genuine, humble. What about you, brother Senator Joseph?
I'm approachable. I am approachable. And this is one of the qualities that I treasure, you know, being in elective politics, is that I am approachable. I make myself available. I am a loving person. I love. Also, I'm genuine. I'm genuine. What you see is what you get.
The real McCoy.
The real thing. I'm the real thing.
And one more. So you are approachable, you're genuine.
And I'm loving.
And you're loving. Excellent. So that's a good point for us to break on. We're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with Brother Anthony Smith Jr. and Senator Jonathan Joseph on The Right Choice. Do stay with us.
Barbuda, UPP are the right choice for we. To fix the economy, more stability. UPP are the right choice for we. Social development, youth empowerment. UPP are the right choice for.
I was born in Antigua, but went to school in the U.S. My mom was a security guard at Public Works for years. My dad burnt coal out in New Winthrops, near Lamberts. And my grandmother was a teacher at Green Bay School. I've had to return home to help them because the ABLP government won't pay their pensions and Social Security on time. This ABLP government doesn't see the effects of the cost of living on senior citizens in this country. Well, my folks have a voice, and they have made their choice. The United Progressive Party is the right choice for their future and their legacy.
I just feel like people not understand me. I don't want to even give me a chance. Go to school, I have skill. I'm a hard worker, but there's just not enough jobs out there. The economy is so bad that I'm ashamed to say that we're in the year 2022 and water hardly won near the pipe. Now them can't tell how we, in order to get a job, I must take the job. I understand the vaccine is a good thing and all that, but I just hate the fact that it's mandated. It's my body, it's my choice. I shouldn't be denied a job, education, or benefits because the choices I make for my body. For me, this time, personally, the UPP is the right choice because they are the party of choice.
Brother Sherfield Bowen, the redemption train with the right choice of candidates is coming your way. We're hawking those horns all the way to St. Philip South. At the Freetown Playing Field on Thursday, 24th February for the United Progressive Party drive-in social distance political rally. Workers are striking every day just to get paid. Cost of living still high and water saying goodbye. And if you listen to that recycled budget speech, it's clear that there's no place in Antigua and Barbuda for working class people like you. Thursday, 24th February, the United Progressive drive-in socially distanced political rally hits the Freetown Playing Field. Gates open at 6 p.m. with musical juggling. And the rally starts at 7:30 p.m. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
Welcome back to The Right Choice. We are sitting here and talking with two of the finest candidates for the United Progressive Party. Our standard bearer for the All Saints West constituency, Brother Anthony Smith Jr., and Senator Jonathan Joseph, the standard bearer for St. Mary's North. Now we're going to move into focus a bit on their plans for the constituency. Now, gentlemen, you both aspire to represent very large, built-up constituencies, and you've been doing a lot of the legwork, interacting with your constituents, looking at the infrastructure. What are some of the issues, the biggest issues facing your constituency? What have you gleaned so far?
Yes, I'll go first. Infrastructure is a serious issue in my constituency, especially in the communities of Bath Lodge and Cashew Hill. Infrastructure is almost non-existent there. Imagine this is 2022, and when it rains, you have individuals having to leave home with 2 pairs of shoes, or putting on plastic bags and stuff like that. In 2022, to reach the main road, and it is really, really awful. And as I say to even when I'm in other communities in Jennings and stuff like that, I say to people, look, Cashew Hill and Bath Lodge, in terms of the infrastructure, is going to have to be a priority. I mean, we're one constituency and we got to take care of each other. We cannot be selfish. Sporting facilities is another area where in communities such as Jennings and in Bendels, we would definitely have to make some improvement there on the fencing. No longer can you have a sporting facility without proper, bathrooms and shower and proper lighting and stuff like that. As it relates to Cashew Hill, you have the Triumph players. I mean, we need to have home games and stuff like that. So we're going to have to do some serious work where that is concerned. Water.
Oh, dear me.
Water is a serious issue. I got a call late last week, and the young lady, she was in tears, and I mean, 2 months. There's been 2 months without
village was
without water in Bendels, a certain area in Bendels. 2 months. Keep calling, promises. They were supposed to deliver some water, and they said, "Oh, the truck is down for 2 days now." And so that is a serious challenge. I mean, when I look out my window and I see the water truck going up the hill in my community in Jennings, and I know those individuals are really struggling. I wonder, what did they decide not to pay the rent this month, or not to pay APA to truck in the water?
Because they have to purchase the water.
That's a serious problem. With my young people, internet connectivity is a serious problem there. No access to a library, and I am committed to ensure that we have a proper library in the constituency, and electronically where you can actually access the library from home. And I am saying here to my elderly, it is for you too, it will be for you too, because with all the new industries that the United Progressive Party will be bringing when we take office, we are the right choice, right? And you make that choice. And our elderly, so that they can retool, there are 2 hotels in my area that are closed, right? And so I'm encouraging my elderly, my adults, as I go through the communities, to think seriously about retooling, so that they can take the opportunities that are coming along.
What about your community of All Saints West? A very large area.
Yes, it is.
Lots of young people.
Yes, it is. funny enough, when Jonathan started to speak, I was wondering if Jonathan was running in All Saints West because the problems are so much the same.
Yes, yes.
But the infrastructure in All Saints West is one of our major problems. And it's not just, it's road, it's water infrastructure, it's drainage infrastructure, it's everything that you could possibly think of. We have some roads within All Saints West that I am convinced, even after hearing Jonathan, my brother Jonathan, that All Saints West, we have the worst roads in Antigua and Barbuda.
Last week, Serpent said he had the worst. So it seems it's a recurring
Yes,
decimal.
it is. But I honestly think it's All Saints West because we have the same issues.
Yes.
Some persons literally have to leave their homes with bags because if rain comes, they cannot walk to their homes. They have to park their car elsewhere. But what was very surprising to me was the actual water infrastructure. There's so many villages in All Saints West without government issued water. There's Mantrula, there's no government issued water.
I'm hearing that.
There's Renfuse, I mean there's Clarks Hill, there's La Pasture, certain areas of La Pasture, there's certain areas of Ferris Farm, and different pockets of the community that don't have access to government issued running water.
So what? Is it that they don't have pipes, or the pipes, they don't have water running in the pipes?
You have that throughout the constituency, but they don't have pipes running to their homes. So they have to purchase water monthly, I mean sometimes more than one times a month, and I mean it is just difficult for the persons living in All Saints West. And for me, again, as Jonathan said, this is 2022, and persons should not be living like that. And we must commit to fixing the infrastructure in Antigua and in All Saints West, because I mean Antigua and Barbuda is not a big place, so we should be able to deliver running water to every single home in this country, and that's something that I intend to do and something that I intend to fight for. Sports, the lack of sports and the lack of the development of sports in the constituency is a major concern. I mean, CV Farm, I'm from CV Farm, so I grew up in a community that, you know, we played every kind of sport you can think of, and now we can't even play a football match because we don't have the tools needed to play a football match. I used to leave from CV Farm to Freeman's Village almost on a daily because Freeman's Village used to have the best night league in Antigua and Barbuda. My constituents in Freeman's Village, they cannot play sports on their playing field anymore. The holes in the field will actually damage you. I mean,
that's the field of a Jonas Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no football could be played on that field anymore. So I mean, sports was not prioritized, and we need to put the resources behind sports. I mean, sports is good for our youth, and it's also good for the development of the community. It brings the community together, and I mean, growing up, I had a lot of that. And I would really like to see the youth growing up after me enjoy that as well. So we must invest in the development of sports and the facilities as well. I mean, we have to maintain the sporting facilities. I mean, they're just deplorable at present. And I also think each community must have a recreational area to help with the development of sports. Every community, I mean, I know in Herbert's, you have, as I said, Law Pasture, Ferris Farm, they don't have such things. And they're very good communities, they're growing communities, and I see a lot of togetherness in the people of those communities. Yes. But they, you know, we need to invest in them so they could develop some more. I mean, All Saints West, I mean, our All Saints West and All Saints East, we share the same clinic. I don't think it's not big enough to serve so many persons. So we must also look to invest in a state-of-the-art clinic in All Saints West to take some of the burden off of the clinic in All Saints West. I mean, our police station now, it's so deplorable that we're now renting a building to house our police station. And I'm saying, with such a large building, we should not be doing that. But yet again, it comes back to the maintenance of the building. And, you know, we really need to focus on those things so we could, you know, develop our community in All Saints West.
It seems like you have a docket of a myriad problems, issues that you would have to tackle once you're elected. The first 90 days, you have really serious issues which you have to grapple with in your communities. And I know that we were talking prior to the show on unemployment. I mean, so many young people out of jobs, and you are thinking seriously about how you can empower these young people.
You know, Sister Jackie, I must, even without calling names, I must say thank you to the many businesses, establishments over the past couple of years, you know, been working with me to find employment for my young people. I know they don't necessarily want to be named, but I just want to thank you. And I just want to say to my young people, we have spoken. Let's keep hope alive. Make the right choice. The United Progressive Party is the right choice. Jonathan Joseph is the right choice for St. Mary's North. Let's do this together. And Sister Jackie, when we speak about sports, when we speak of sports, for me, sports in my constituency, it's not just about recreation. I'm thinking about a career path
for the young people.
For the young people in sports. It's just about recreation and going to break a sweat, right? I'm talking about, a career path out of it.
Now, before we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about how you plan to involve residents from your various constituencies in the decision-making process. You decide on a certain type of infrastructure, on some project to generate income for young people and so on, how you're going to involve the people in your community. But we're going to take a break, and we'll come right back with Brother Jonathan Joseph and Brother Anthony Smith Jr. You're watching The Right Choice.
Social development, youth empowerment, UPP are the right choice for we. So who you gonna vote for them? So who you gonna vote for?
Ready? Are you ready? Beautiful people, are you ready to get off your feet and release that blue energy? We'll move to the front of the class and throw your hands up in the air for The Right Rhythm. The Right Rhythm, a weekly musical experience featuring Antigua and Barbuda's top DJs. 2 hours of musical entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. on UPP, YouTube TV, and streamed live on all media platforms, as well as Progressive 107.3 FM. It's The Right Rhythm, brought to you by the United Progressive Party. The right choice.
In 2014, the ABLP promised us water within 14 days. 8 years, we're still waiting for at least a trickle in our pipes. We are told we can get water to take at least a shower a day. But what about drinking, cooking, cleaning? Water is essential for living. Tell this government that we want water, and we want it now.
to The Right Choice. We're speaking with Brother Anthony Smith Jr., the candidate for the United Progressive Party for the All Saints West constituency, and Senator Jonathan Joseph, and he is the standard bearer for the St. Mary's North constituency. We want in this segment of the program to focus on your vision, generally for your constituency, for the nation, once you assume leadership in Antigua and Barbuda. And when we took the break, we wanted to ask, how do you plan as a constituency representative, as an MP, how do you plan to involve the residents of St. Mary's North, of All Saints West, in the decision-making process of your communities?
I'll go first, if you don't mind. Yes, look, I believe in inclusion. I believe in the citizens of this nation. I believe in the electorate in my constituency to have a voice in every decision making. I'm going to start with the constituency because I'm a firm believer in community groups, and it is my intention to have community groups in each community, and then for those community to have their elected or nominated members to serve on the constituency group. You see, the reason being, I don't expect somebody from Jennings to determine what sort of development should take place in Cashew Hill, right? And it is for that reason. But not only that, Sister Jackie and our audience here, it is important as a representative. You're representing the people. And it is important for you to have a discussion, a dialogue with them when you're representing them in Parliament on whatever bill it may be, right? Because you're representing them, you're speaking for them, you're speaking on their behalf. And so
you're their voice. Really.
Yes, you are their voice. And so if they're their voice, you got to talk to them. And they should have a say. Mm-hmm. They should give you a direction to go as to where, you know, the position that they hold as it relates to whatever bill. And here's where I talk about being accessible. Mm-hmm. Accessible, and to be intentional in meeting the people. You have to be intentional in meeting the people. But one thing I know for sure is that my branch office will remain open, where you can go and you can voice your concern, your displeasure. You can report whatever is broken in the constituency, what needs fixing, and I will be there. I will be there. I know for sure once per week. I can't say which day it's going to be, that I will be there. And I was thinking, you know, I had a conversation with my team, and I'm thinking perhaps there might be one evening in the week where I'm in the branch office from maybe 6 o'clock in the evening until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, once per week, just to accommodate those who cannot get the time off from work to really meet me. But it is really important, you know, that you have an audience with the people that they're involved in the decision making.
Yes. Brother Smith?
Yes. I am also a firm believer in listening and working with the people who elected you into office. One of the things I enjoy most about canvassing is that we get to listen to the people. Mm-hmm. So it's not just about my plans, but it's the plans of the constituents.
Yes.
Yes, you know. So we ask the constituents, how is it could we make a better All Saints West? How could we give you a better community? So I am all for an all-inclusive government where we could listen to what listen to the wants and the needs of the people, and we develop our plans going forward to suit the needs. We must have the persons involved who are electing us into office.
And it's very important what both of you have said about inclusion and that participatory democracy, because during one of the breaks, we heard one of our crew talking about a certain particular representative who changed his phone number, who drive on the back roads, so that he's no longer accessible once he was elected to office. That's not the type of representative we're going to have from you two.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Accessibility, approachability. Absolutely. Okay. So now let's talk a little about some of your policies, your programs, your plans, which will demonstrate to the constituents that you are the right choice for All Saints West and you are the right choice for St. Mary's North.
One of the things that I really want to focus on when elected into office is a business development plan. We have quite a bit of persons who would have gone into entrepreneurship since COVID-19, but when you speak to these persons, most of them, they would tell you, you know, we're not really making any money, they need guidance, they need finance. So one of the plans that we have is to develop the business community. We want to be able to be in a position where we could finance, guide, train, mentor, support the business community through incubators. And when I say incubators, incubators are set up to support small business development. You know, anything that you might need, they could train you on how to budget, marketing, anything that you might need to develop your business. Even something as simple as having a receptionist. You might have a business that might not be in a position to afford a receptionist, but once you're under an incubator, that could function as your receptionist and take all your calls and to help you develop your business. Because and it's not just new businesses we want to attract, we want to also invest in existing businesses so we could help to build our private sector and take some of the strain off of the government sector. And that's one of the things that is key for me going forward in this country. We hear all the time that we need to diversify the economy, but we don't really see much of it. I mean, I understand the importance of tourism, and tourism is going to always, to me as well, be a key driving factor in the economy. But we must start to diversify, and small business development for me is one of the ways to go.
And we've seen a lot of small business development over the COVID period.
Yes.
A lot of entrepreneurs have sprung up.
Yeah.
And so you are going to help to nurture these people. And I like the incubator, that idea of the incubator.
Yes.
You have a great business head. What about you, Brother Jonathan?
Unemployment is a big issue, problem in my constituency. At present, I'm working on a plan to have a mentorship program in various disciplines. I've already had commitments for that. I have someone working with a number of individuals to set up their business plan, because we're going to hit the ground. We're going to hit the ground running when the people would have made the right choice in voting in the United Progressive Party into office. Of course, with Jonathan Joseph being the representative in St. Mary's North. I believe, look, small businesses, medium-sized business, it drives the economy. And I'm not one to make the promise to everybody. We cannot say to everybody that you go to school, you finish school, and you work for the government. It's not realistic. And so we have to empower our people to take that risk and to guide them along the path in being their own bosses. To go into entrepreneurship has to be the key. And people are willing, but they just don't know where to start. They just don't know where to start. They're young people they're good with their hands, right? They're good with their hands. And so I'm working with a couple of mechanics, bodyworks men, some seamstress. I have a few persons working along with some seamstresses, because that's what they love. And so that's what I'll be really concentrating on, to get individuals, on the breadline, and to live their dream in having their small businesses.
Right. And empowering people. Let's look a little at some of the comments, because we are winding down the program. Let's get a few of the comments in. And this person says, I'm so impressed with my representative, Mr. Anthony Smith. Somebody is very impressed with you, Brother Tony. Another person says, Brother Jonathan, what are your plans for Browns Avenue and Martins Village? We have always been left out. We are part of St. Mary's North constituency too.
And Sister Jackie, that is so true. I just completed Martins Village and Browns Avenue.
Canvassing.
It took me over 3 weeks to go through those two communities, and that WhatsApper, that person is so right.
This is actually Facebook.
Facebook, that's so right. Those two communities, I know. I listened to them, and yes, they feel neglected. No place for them to have any recreation. It seems as if the infrastructure, the drainage, nobody is concerned about it, and that's something that I am mindful of. I know they're concerned about the library that was there and was closed for whatever reason, and the parents are concerned about that. Something like that would have been taken away, which seems to be the only thing that has ever happened for them from the sitting representative after being elective politics for almost 40 years. But I want to assure the people of Martins Village and Browns Avenue that we will sit down and we will decide the best way forward for your communities. There are a couple of issues that we have identified from my canvassing, and so we will prioritize, right, and ensure that we get them done.
Okay, we're going to take another break. Just before we take the break, though, we have to share with you these decorative mugs, compliments of Juliet Versailles of Creative Arts and Crafts, and she is an entrepreneur. She's somebody that we have to support once we get back into office. She's from the village of Old Road. Please give her a call, 775-4230. Juliet Versailles. Her contact number, 775-4230. And so we're going to have our bush tea. Brother Jonathan, thanks for bringing the bush in earlier. And hopefully the crew at the back, they're brewing that tea so that we can have our bush tea.
Enough for everybody to get, so don't worry.
Thank you so much. We're going to take that break. Do continue to stay with us, and please put your comments on and your questions on The Right Choice.
In our prosperity and bring the development to every community. Blue team, you know them are the right choice for with them build a new airport and hospital for with free meals for the students of the country. Let we vote, UPP are the right choice.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Beautiful people, are you ready to get off your feet and release that blue energy? We'll move to the front of the class and throw your hands up in the air for The Right Rhythm. The Right Rhythm, a weekly musical experience featuring Antigua and Barbuda's top DJs. 2 hours of musical entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. on UPP, YouTube TV, and streamed live on all media platforms, as well as Progressive 107.3 FM. It's The Right Rhythm, brought to you by the United Progressive Party. The right choice.
Brother Sherfield Bowen, the redemption train with the right choice of candidates is coming your way. We're hooking those horns all the way to St. Philip's South at the Freetown Playing Field on Thursday, 24th February for the United Progressive Party drive-in social distance political rally. Workers are striking every day just to get paid. Cost of living still high and water saying goodbye. And if you listen to that recycled budget speech, it's clear that there's no place in Antigua and Barbuda for working class people like you. Thursday, 24th February, the United Progressive drive-in socially distanced political rally. It's the Freetown Playing Field. Gates open at 6 p.m. with musical juggling. And the rally starts at 7:30 p.m. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
I was born in Antigua, but went to school in the U.S. My mom was a security guard at Public Works for years. My dad burnt coal out in New Winthrops, near Lamberts. And my grandmother was a teacher at Green Bay School. I've had to return home to help them because the ABLP government won't pay their pensions and Social Security on time. This ABLP government doesn't see the effects of the cost of living on senior citizens in this country. Well, my folks have a voice, and they have made their choice. The United Progressive Party is the right choice for their future and their legacy. In 2014, the ABLP promised us water within 14 days. 8 years, we're still waiting for at least a trickle in our pipes. We are told we can get water to take at least a shower a day. But what about drinking, cooking, cleaning? Water is essential for living. Tell this government that we want water, and we want it now.
I just feel like people not understand me. I don't want to even give me a chance. Go to school, I'm a hard skill. I'm a hard worker, but there's just not enough jobs out there. The economy is so bad that I'm ashamed to say that we're in the year 2022 and water hardly won't near the pipe. Now them can't tell how we, in order to get a job, I must take the job. I understand the vaccine is a good thing and all that, but I just hate the fact that it's mandated. It's my body, it's my choice. I shouldn't be denied a job, education, or benefits because the choices I make for my body. For me, this time, personally, the UPP is the right choice because they are the party of choice.
Welcome back to The Right Choice. And we are sitting and having a great conversation with Brother Anthony Smith of All Saints West and Senator Jonathan Joseph, the standard bearer for St. Mary's North. And gentlemen, you're getting so much love on Facebook and on our WhatsApp, on all the platforms. And I'll just share, because we did promise our viewers that some of your comments would be shared. So I'll just share this one. It says, "It is time the people of Antigua and Barbuda realize their worth, realize that they deserve good governance and deserve to be put first as a people. For this to happen, a personal change has to take place within each individual." And it goes on for some let me go down to the bottom. When this happens, we must stand united and vote only the way forward. Vote for the only choice for future advancement for us all and not just for a select few. Vote for your life depends on it. Vote because your family depend on it. Vote UPP, the right choice. Sister Jackie Quinn, please give Anthony Smith my number. Okay, so we'll get that number to you, Brother Anthony.
Okay.
Great job, guys. Somebody else says impressive, monumental, humongous, lots of adjectives, enormous, zenith, positive, great, good, best. The UPP deserves all these adjectives. Jackie, can you put the number for the mugs on the UPP Facebook page? The number is 775-4230, and our technicians will do that. Juliet Versailles is the entrepreneur from Old Road, 775-4230. Somebody else says, right now in All Saints West, Renfrew, especially, the people need to exercise love. Drop the stushiness. Drop the stushness. Oh, dear me. Drop the stushness. Work together. We are all the same, Father. If change is needed, be the first to start with oneself, and Anthony Smith will be the winner. Hypocrisy is evil.
Amen, amen.
Somebody says, Brother Jonathan, Golden Grove New Extension, Cook's New Extension, both developed by the UPP. Londell, Denfield's housing is impossible without the roads built by the UPP. Good work, gentlemen. Right choice, UPP, all the way. More comments than questions. Somebody says Anthony Smith all the way. Lots of love coming from persons all across Antigua and Barbuda and the diaspora.
Good.
Gentlemen, let's talk a little about how your constituents can get in touch with you.
Okay.
I know that you had a grand opening of your, I didn't get an opportunity to come to that opening ceremony for your constituency branch office, but just share, you know, what you've been doing in terms of connecting with the people in your constituency.
Okay. Well, yes, we had a wonderful opening of the branch office. I mean, I was overwhelmed with the support that turned out. I mean, currently the office is open Mondays through Saturdays. We open at 8 a.m. and we close just at 6. Then we go out into the constituency, and the plan is for me to then come back to the office just for a bit after. I know it's a lot, but it requires a lot of hard work to bring the seat home. In regards to things that we've been doing in the constituency, we've been doing quite a bit. I mean, the branch and myself, we would have donated a laptop and a tablet to some students in Buckley's Primary just this week, and we just want to also assure the other government schools in All Saints West that we're not leaving them out. When we do things, we do it for all over in the constituency. We've had quite a bit of initiatives. We've done a need to read initiatives where we've revamped the libraries, the government school libraries in All Saints West. We've done a lot of care packages. I mean,
oh yes, that was important.
Yes, it was. And you know, we have to thank the people from the diaspora, because you know, without their support and others, because others would have contributed as well, we would not have been able to help that many persons within the constituency. So I mean, the work goes on. It's as you say, it's continuous, and I'm also always a phone call away, and my number is 764-8386. I mean, you could reach out to me on Facebook as well. I mean, I'm always a call or a message away.
And don't change that number after you're elected.
No.
And drive the same way.
I agree. I'm not going to be one of those politicians that soon as they're elected into office, they're gone, you know, you can't find them. You know, that's not going to be me at all. I'm the man of the people, and I will remain that way.
Yes, you call them, this number is out of service. Brother Jonathan, tell us about your constituency. What's happening? What are some of the things that you're doing?
a lot has been, going on in my constituency. My branch office will be open in short order. We're building, and so completion should be in a matter of a few short weeks, very short weeks, and so we'll begin our operations from there. My number is 728-4321. I believe everybody in St. Mary's North know that number by now, because I'm always giving it out, and the calls are coming, and if it's one thing with me, I answer my call, even private numbers, and the individuals who deliberately call private number to see if I would answer. But I want to say a big thank you to the corporate community for working along with me, members in the diaspora. I made just about 3 trips up to the U.S. in New York, Philadelphia, to organize food packages. In the summer, I went up, I took up, all my fish, and we had a successful fish fry over in Philadelphia. And I just want to thank those in the diaspora. The feeding program has been a continuous thing in St. Mary's North, even before COVID. Even before COVID.
But so you were doing a feeding program?
Yes, even before
Excellent.
that, care packages, even before that, because the need is there, and I'm about meeting the needs of the people. And this thing where it is said, oh, my party is not in power, or I am not in power, so I cannot do anything, that is not true. And I've demonstrated to the people in St. Mary's North what I will do, and they can just imagine what I will be able to do.
How much more?
Yes, being their representative. You may not be able to do as much, but you can do something. And of course, my elderly, they're special to me, and so I've been taking care of them. I've made donations to all the schools in my constituency. As you can recall, when COVID came, I distributed face shield to every student.
Wow, that's great.
Every student in my constituency. I make it my business. When
you say every student, Jennings, Trinity Academy.
No, not. I didn't go to
Jennings
Primary. Bendels.
Okay.
Right. I lose my chain of thought there. Yeah, but I want to say that for the younger ones, because in as much as I have a passion for the elderly, the youths as well. During COVID, sadly, the number of households without electricity, there's some with electricity that didn't have any internet, and so I sprung in. I was able to purchase, upgrade my internet, and my yard became a virtual space.
Very good.
I had 2 tents. I had was to reach out and get more tents, so I had social distancing. My front porch, I had 2 there. I had them spaced out under the tents, under the fruit trees and stuff like that. Because they just don't have internet, I was able to get a few devices for them to use. And so I'm proud of what I have done so far between 2018 and now. The work continues. I have worked along with the hardware store to ensure that the necessary repairs are done. for some homeowners who just cannot afford it, and I cannot see people living in that in such a condition. I cannot go to bed and know people are in such condition. Healthcare ought to be within reach of all, and this is something that I'm big on. But I know the United Progressive Party, we're going to address those issues. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the many doctors in this country, the many doctors who assisted me in ensuring that the residents in my constituency get the care that they so badly in need of. I'm not going to call a name. I don't want nobody rushing to them, but I really want to say thank you, and especially where men's health is concerned as well. You know, the men we think we're so macho, and I was able to get quite a number of them to go and get themselves checked out. All right.
Okay, well, let's get in a couple. Thanks, Brother Jonathan. Let's get in a couple more comments from our viewers. Somebody says, I still believe Antigua and Barbuda is the only place on earth where its leaders did not give a stimulus or economic relief during COVID.
So true.
Somebody else says, my mommy retired in Golden Grove, New Extension, and I would live in New York, and I would love to come home and vote. Somebody else says, help is on the way in St. Mary's North. Vote the right choice, Jonathan. We're going to transform St. Mary's North. And you're getting a lot of thumbs up, gentlemen. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. UPP is the only choice. UPP is truly the right choice. These men are men of integrity who are ready to lead. We are the people, stand ready to do our part in nation building so all can achieve when we endeavor to be our brother's keeper. The constituents of St. Mary's North have been suffering for far too long. That's the cry. All right. Good job, Brother Jonathan. Jacksonville, Florida is in the house, and they're saying thank you for thanking the people from the diaspora. Okay, we're going to try to get those comments from WhatsApp as well, because we've been ignoring our WhatsApp people. I just want to again share that next week's episode, I don't think I shared this before, next week's episode of The Right Choice will feature Brother Alistair Thomas, the candidate for St. John's City West, and Brother Sean Bird, the candidate for St. John's Rural East. That's the constituency in which I live. Brother Sean Bird is going to be my representative. Gentlemen, we've been talking a lot about the right choice, about your vision, your plans, your aspirations for the constituency. Tell us what leadership qualities or professional expertise or experience you bring to the table, you possess, that would make you the right choice. Sorry,
no problem.
So, I would say that I am a multi-dimensional young man who I have plenty experience in many different areas. I have more than 12 years experience in banking, where I served in several different positions, but my most senior position was that of school savings officer, where I would have traveled throughout Antigua and Barbuda, opening accounts for youngsters, teaching them the importance of savings and good money management skills. Also, business is my strong point. I have as well over 12 years experience in business, many different businesses as well. I would have, if I was to say, I have experience from car renting to a transportation company. I am also a FET promoter. I did boat tour operations, and I'm into retail, and now the proud owner of 2 convenience stores here in Antigua. So I have quite a bit of experience in banking and in business, and I really would love to bring my experience to help to develop this country, and most importantly, to develop the constituency of All Saints West.
Excellent. Brother Jonathan, what about your professional?
Look, it's one of service, even in the church as a local elder, and I hold other positions there. Teaching for 13 years, shaping the minds of young people in this country. I had 26 years in the hospitality industry. Just about 23 out of that was spent in management. As you said in my bio, I worked myself up from the kitchen, washing the dishes, all the way up to evening manager. You call the position, I've been through it. I've held it or even acted general manager. I was at the medical school for over 3 years, and over that time I really transformed the campus. But what I pride myself in is the ability to bring people together and to solve problems, right? And to let people feel important. Okay? What I have learned is that, look, I don't have all the solutions. And so when I called my team together and said, hey, look, this is the problem. How do you think, we can solve it? And sometimes I leave home with a bright idea, but, when we all get together, I realize, hey, Anna, I got to go with yours. Yeah. Got to go with yours. And so when I speak about inclusion and listening, when it comes to bringing people together, solving problem, right? I can pat myself there, right? I've proven myself there. I served on the Tourism Authority board. I was a member of the TUC, the Trade Union in Congress.
That's right.
Yes. I was the treasurer of the Antigua and Barbuda Bus Owners Association, member of the Hotel Management Association. So I'm young, but hey, look, I have a lot of experience under my belt. And so, look, when you look at the team of candidates, and you would just go through the bios and our experience, you would recognize that really we are the right choice and we are ready to hit the ground running.
Excellent. Now we are winding down the program, and I want now, gentlemen, to look into the camera, speak to your constituents, speak to the nation of Antigua and Barbuda, and tell them what makes you the right choice.
So I am the right choice because I genuinely love the people of All Saints West, and I genuinely love the constituency and want to see the development of the constituency. When we look around the constituency now, we can clearly see the neglect and realize that the current representative does not care. We could go to different communities where we see the lack of infrastructure. Our people have no roads. Our people have no running water. There's just so much issues in the constituency of All Saints West. Lack of development in sports, lack of opportunities for our young people. I hear my pensioners crying out almost on a daily how hard things are. And I am the right choice because I would be fighting and advocating for the rights for my people in All Saints West. I will be going all out to see the development of our community and our people. So I will just want to assure the people of All Saints West that Anthony Smith is the right choice, and the United Progressive Party is the right choice.
Thank you, Brother Anthony. Everything, somebody says, everything legit with Anthony Smith.
Good, good, good.
That's your tagline. Brother Jonathan, tell the people of St. Mary's North why you are the right choice.
I want to say to the people of St. Mary's North that you know that with Jonathan Joseph that we can. I'm one of you. I've lived in the constituency for all of my life. I've experienced your pain. Your experience is my experience. We have been through it together. Your suffering is my suffering. So I can identify with you. I've been around the various communities. I listen to you. And you know, you have seen me at work, even though I am not your elected representative. We have done many things together with the little resources that we have to bring about the change that we can. I want to say to you that the United Progressive Party is the right choice for Antigua and Barbuda at this time. And with Brother Harold Lovell leading this team, he has proven himself as tourism minister. He has proven himself as finance minister, taking us through the difficult times when we experience the recession, the world recession, the greatest recession that this world faced in 90 years then. Jonathan Joseph is the right choice for St. Mary's North. Give Jonathan Joseph a chance. We need young energy. COVID-19 has taught us right across Antigua and Barbuda, and especially in St. Mary's North, that we need a caring representative. And in Jonathan Joseph, you have that. Vote Jonathan Joseph, the right choice for St. Mary's North.
Well, gentlemen, it has been a special evening. It has been a veritable tour de force. You have really shared a lot of yourself, and you've shared a lot of your plans. And I like the theme here, the love, the caring, the service to the community that I am hearing in both of you. Offering yourselves up as the right choice for St. Mary's North and for All Saints West. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program this evening. Remember, next week's episode of The Right Choice, we are featuring Brother Alistair Thomas, the candidate for St. John's City West, and Brother Sean Bird, the candidate for St. John's Rural East. Join us. Next week, same time, same place, UPP TV for The Right Choice. I'm Jackie Quinn. Have a good night.
It's time to join the family at the People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. We offer savings accounts, deposits, fixed deposits, loans, among other related services. You can even become a shareholder by purchasing a minimum of 50 shares at $5 per share. Membership is super easy and convenient. Just visit our newly opened credit union building on Upper Newgate Street, Monday to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with proof of ID and address, along with $15 to cover registration and passbook, and you'll be set and on your way. For further information, call 462-8888 or 727-2285. People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Today, tomorrow, together.
I was born in Antigua, but went to school in the U.S. My mom was a security guard at Public Works for years. My dad burnt coal out in New Winthrops, near Lamberts. And my grandmother was a teacher at Green Bay School. I've had to return home to help them because the ABLP government won't pay their pensions and Social Security on time. This ABLP government doesn't see the effects of the cost of living on senior citizens in this country. Well, my folks have a voice, and they have made their choice. The United Progressive Party is the right choice for their future and their legacy.
I just feel like people not understand me. I don't want to even give me a chance. Go to school, I have skill. I'm a hard worker, but there's just not enough jobs out there. The economy is so bad that I'm ashamed to say that we're in the year 2022 and water hardly one near the pipe. No, them can't tell how we, in order to get a job, I must take the job. I understand the vaccine is a good thing and all that, but I just hate the fact that it's mandated. It's my body, it's my choice. I shouldn't be denied a job, education, or benefits because the choices I make for my body. For me, this time, personally, the UPP is the right choice because they are the party of choice.
In 2014, the ABLP promised us water within 14 days. 8 years, we're still waiting for at least a trickle in our pipes. We are told we can get water to take at least a shower a day. But what about drinking, cooking, cleaning? Water is essential for living. Tell this government that we want water, and we want it now.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Beautiful people, are you ready to get off your feet and release that blue energy? We'll move to the front of the class and throw your hands up in the air for The Right Rhythm. The Right Rhythm, a weekly musical experience featuring Antigua and Barbuda's top DJs. 2 hours of musical entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. on UPP, YouTube TV, and streamed live on all media platforms, as well as Progressive 107.3 FM. It's The Right Rhythm, brought to you by the United Progressive Party. The right choice.
Brother Sherfield Bowen, the redemption train with the right choice of candidates is coming your way. We're hawking those horns all the way to St. Philip's South at the Freetown Playing Field on Thursday, 24th February for the United Progressive Party drive-in social distance political rally. Workers are striking every day just to get paid. Cost of living still high and water saying goodbye. And if you listen to that recycled budget speech, it's clear that there's no place in Antigua and Barbuda for working class people like you. Thursday, 24th February, the United Progressive drive-in socially distanced political rally hits the Freetown Playing Field. Gates open at 6 p.m. with musical juggling, and the rally starts at 7:30 p.m. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.